Hi everyone, we'll be presenting Brain Pain, which is a concussion care app. My name is Sandhya and I am a PhD candidate in exercise sciences where I study concussions and I am the specialist.
I'm Javi, I'm a programmer from ECE.
I'm Jimama, I'm a programmer from ECE too.
So what is a concussion? This is a brain injury that can have debilitating effects in terms of physiological, psychological, and social consequences. And it's also something that a lot of people associate with elite athletes, which is not necessarily the case. The general population can experience this injury as well. I also do a lot of research and advocacy in this area, and my sister and I are actually working at the federal level to affect policy change. So the gaps that we're trying to address with our app is providing attention to the general population by improving education and awareness, and also accessibility to exercises that individuals can do on their own. So what's in our app? We have three main sections. The first is education. The next is based on one of the most common symptoms of concussion, so ocular vision problems. So we have exercises for vision. So these are based on exercises that we do in the clinic where you could be tested, and these exercises on the app will help you measure and track your progress during recovery. And then we have a user history page where people can check their performance. So now we're going to do a demonstration of our app. So I'm going to be playing the concussion expert.
I will be the patient who have got concussion for 2 weeks.
I'll be a patient for 4 weeks.
Already using the app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, how are you doing?
Still have some symptoms, but I'm feeling better now.
Cool. How are the vision exercises going?
Great.
Good, good.
Hi, I'm Javi, and I fell from a ladder 2 weeks ago, and I went to the hospital and I was diagnosed with concussion. Now I have a lot of vision symptoms, which really troubles me. I wonder, can I do something to alleviate it?
Sure. Has your physician cleared you to do vision exercises?
Yeah, doctor refers me to here.
Perfect. So we actually have an app that might be really useful for you.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I've just logged in. You can use my app.
Perfect. Okay, so first what I'm going to show you is education. So here you can see that there's a number of things that you can look at to learn more about a concussion if you want to learn about your injury, but also good for your family and friends to understand what you're going through. So I'm just going to show you the first one. So I'm going to get you to read that.
Okay. Well, I finished it. So,
quick reader. Okay, so at the bottom of this page here, you'll see you can actually test your knowledge with quiz.
Okay, let me try. Oh, what a pity, I only get one correct. Can I see the answer?
Sure, check bottom.
Oh, wow. I guess I can learn a lot about concussion.
Perfect, so I'll let you do the rest of those at home.
Okay.
So now I'm going to show you the exercises. So the first exercise that I'm going to show you, there's 4, and they're all vision-related exercises that we do in the clinic. Each of them is based on an ocular vision domain of functioning. And so the first one is called a pencil push-up. There's instructions here, but I'll just quickly explain it. Basically, this one is about ocular convergence, which is basically using both your eyes at the same time, focusing in on an object, and then being able to create an image using both your eyes at the same time.
Okay.
So here you're going to see a pencil on the screen, and what you're going to do is hold the pencil close at arm's length and move it towards your face slowly. And at the point at which you see double is where the ocular convergence fails.
Okay.
And the goal is to minimize the distance between the screen and your eyes.
Okay. It seems I have to do some calibration. I just need to follow instruction, find a lecture paper, and fold it vertically for several times, which I have in my hand.
Perfect.
And once I'm ready, put one side of the sheet in the middle of your eyes and another side to the front camera. And once I'm ready, I can move the sheet and press the button. Okay, calibration is success.
Excellent. So now you can actually try the exercise.
Oh, so I need to press button when I see double tips, right?
Yes. And you can see the target gets smaller and smaller. And once you complete this exercise, it'll actually give you a different one that is a harder level.
Oh, the background will change.
Yes, that adds
Awesome.
more stimulus.
Okay.
Great, so you can practice that at home as well.
Okay.
So the next exercise is all about peripheral vision. So for this particular one, you're going to be focusing your vision on a brain character in the middle of the screen and then using only your peripheral vision to read numbers that appear around it. And so for this, the goal is to do it as quickly as possible, but as accurately as possible, and expand your peripheral vision. And once you've completed that, you'll have another level that you've unlocked that is going to be more difficult timed.
Okay, so I'll try this for you. I'm in level 3 now, and I will show you how this works. 8, 6, 5, 6, 11, 6, 7, 7. Okay, I get the full grade and I can go to the next level. And the other exercise is called line reading.
So for this exercise, it's all about saccades, which basically you use when you're reading, where your eyes are jumping from word to word. So for this particular exercise and the next exercise, they're both about saccades. This one, you'll see a block of text. You're going to be jumping from the top line, reading one letter, and then to the bottom, to the next and bottom.
Okay, I see.
Okay, now I'm in level 2, and I'll try to do this in 60 seconds. F, Y, Y, O, O, I, G, I. Okay, guess this time I get one wrong, and I will try better to go to the next level next time.
And so for the next level, it will be reading from left to right, and also be timed.
And the last exercise is called letter finding.
So as I mentioned, this is also for saccades, but in this case, you'll be given a specific letter, for example, Z, and there'll be a block of text, and you'll be reading from left to right, only identifying that one letter.
Okay, so I'm in level 2 now, and this time I'll try to do it in 45 seconds. Oh, I will try to find all the J's in the right order. Okay, so this J is in the wrong order. Oh, I found all the J's, but this time I didn't do it very good. So I'll try better to do I'll get the full grade next time and go to the next level.
I saw there's something new in the user page.
Yes, because you just have done some exercise, so you have some new records of your grades. In the user page, you can see all the exercise record, and you can check every time in the history, the time you get the grade and the grade you get. And click here, you can get some records for your quizzes. And if you want to contact to the users, the author of the app, you can contact them, and you can change your user info here, and you can just log out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to use that at home.
Okay, I will download it.
Okay.
And see. Okay.
Here is our demo, and here is our software structure. So we have a database that stores user information and the record of the users. And for the main function, there are 3 main blocks. The first one is education block that stores the knowledge and the quizzes of concussion. And the second is the exercise block. Now we have outlier exercises and the 4 exercises we just showed. And for the user block, we store some exercise record and the quiz record in the database.
For future edition, maybe we'll add more exercise and as well as the community section. Also, we can add functionality for healthcare practitioner to provide some feedback or comments.
In terms of key learnings, I was really excited at the beginning, so I had a lot of comprehensive things I wanted to do, so narrowing down the focus earlier, seeking user feedback earlier as well so I can implement it earlier, and we had difficulty programming for multiple different phones.
Back in the day when Sandhya first came out with the idea that she wanted to use the phone to measure the distance between the face and the screen, we thought that's impossible, but after we searched some literature, we do find a feasible method and improve it.
And there are some useful approaches. We meet every week and we communicate a lot between the meetings. And we have some specific structure with the smaller goals. And we have some feedbacks from the patients that Sandhya has. And what is very important is we need to integrate the tools into the app after we carefully selecting the tools, or we will waste a lot of time. And that's all. Thank you.
Great. It seems like tons of work you've done, and it looks wonderful. So really wonderful job.
Thanks.
I have a bunch of questions, but did you say you tried it with people and you had the feedback from them? But you didn't mention any of that here, but you will in your final report?
Yes.
And what's
people with concussions or regular people?
People with concussions.
Oh, wow. That'll be interesting to hear. The education section, you only had time to show a little bit of it. Is it fully populated? Has it got everything in it?
It's got all the information and quizzes in each section.
Oh, that's great. And when it comes to the measurements, that's kind of the question I asked earlier to other people. Are they valid?
Mm-hmm. I guess they haven't been.
We had a calculation because I want to measure apply to a different device and different face. So in calculation, we will calculate user's eye distance with user phone, with user's face, a sheet, long long
So,
side.
you know, I'm willing to stipulate to the accuracy of the distance from the phone, if that's what you want to talk about.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm actually asking a medical question, which is how valid is these measurements?
We haven't tested, but normally the deviation will be about 10%. I mean,
Now you're talking about the accuracy of the distance from the phone to
Yeah.
the person. But that's not the only thing that makes it valid, it's whether, how well the person perceives the divergence or not. And so that's
Is that the same on screen versus an actual?
It's not necessarily validated now.
So what does it mean then?
So basically, the absolute number of what the distance is doesn't really matter. So they could be tested in the clinic to see, okay, at this particular point, this distance you see double. The idea is that we just want to get that distance smaller and smaller. So it's not necessarily the absolute value that matters, it's the fact that they're changing. And the same goes for all the exercises. So the progressions that we have built in is what we want to see, that somebody can actually complete the first level, then do it in a timed session, do it more difficult, and so on. Because we just don't know what their baseline functioning pre-injury was like, so it's
Right.
difficult to say,
But you could add that in, I suppose, if people knew enough, you could do the baseline earlier.
you could, but we don't necessarily know that people are gonna use this app until they've got a concussion,
Sure.
so then we can.
Yeah, not like the athletes that you prep for
Exactly,
the concussions,
exactly.
that's true. We better move quickly, actually, we're over the time. Yeah.
If you were going to commercialize this, where do you think you'd start? Like, try to sell to coaches that high performance athletes? Would you try to do general public? Would you try to integrate it in hospitals? Like, where do you think you could?
I would think two different things. So even though this was something I wanted to do for the general public, this is something that could be used for coaches and athletes and so on. So that's one population, but also through some of the education things that I'm involved in already in terms of outreach. For example, Parachute Canada is a national organization that talks about concussions and stuff. Through them, if we did something like this, that could be a channel that would reach the general population.
Yeah, for the programmers, again, great job. I'm actually going to go look at your code and see what libraries use and stuff. So
Okay.
That's high praise.
Are you going to put it on an app store?
Yes, we need
Yes.
to fix a few things and make sure that it's okay for clinical use in terms of disclaimers and stuff. You have to be cleared by a physician to do exercises and stuff, so we'll have pages that say that. And then once we've done that, we'll do that.
Great. Make sure you let me know the link so I can look.
Indeed, thank you.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, what is UI? Actually, if you're sharing the libraries for the UI, can you post the class that really like the UI as well?
Thanks.
There's a society called that runs Brain Day for adults and children.
It's Parachute Canada.
Yeah.
I'm a
So you can
coordinator.
use there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.